Hi, let's look at this question together. The figure is made up of a rectangle 14 cm by 7 cm and a semicircle. Find the difference between the two shaded area. So you have a rectangle here, 14 by 7, so we should see that this is 14, this is 7. You have a semicircle and you find the difference between the two shaded area. Okay. So let's look at the concept that's required to solve such question. Okay, so the question can appear in different format. I created two examples here. In this video, I will solve both of them so that you can see the different technique is being used. Okay, how to spot such question? When you see the word, find the difference between two shaded areas. This is the concept that they are testing. And what is the concept? The concept is something that you have learned before. Okay, so for example, you have a fork and a spoon cost $5. You have a fork and a knife cost $8. The question asks you, find the price difference between the spoon and the knife. So in such question, they never ask you to find what is the price of a spoon. They never ask you to find what is the price of a knife. Instead, they just find the difference. Okay. So let's look at, if we use a model to solve such question, how does it look like? So we have a fork and a spoon cost $5. I draw a fork, I draw a spoon, and I say it's $5. A fork and a knife cost $8. I draw a fork and a knife, it costs $8. Okay. Find the price difference between the spoon and the knife. So from here, I straight away know that the difference is $3. Do I know the price of the fork or the spoon or the knife? The answer is no. I only know what is their price difference between the spoon and the knife. Why? Because the fork is the same price and both having the same fork. So now we understand this concept. Let's solve the first example. The figure is made up of rectangle 14 cm by 7 cm and a semicircle. Find the difference between the two shaded area. So you want to find the difference between the two shaded area. Okay, so using the fork and the knife and the spoon concept, we need to find something that's common between these two shaded area. Okay, and you try to find an area where you know how to find the total area where they add up together. So in this case, you look at this. Okay, you can actually find a triangle here and a semicircle here. So once with that in mind, this is the solution to our question. I choose this area here as A. That means this white area here. And I label this as B and label this as C. So now we can simply say that A plus B is equal to the area of a semicircle, which is this semicircle. So area of a semicircle is half pi r squared. So half times pi times 7 times 7. Why is 7? Because total is 14. Radius is 7. So A plus B is 77 centimeters square. Okay, A plus C is actually a triangle. So it's half base times the height. So A plus C is equal to area of triangle is half times base times height. The base is 14, the height is 7, so total is 49. So using the concept of the fork and the spoon and the knife, I say that A plus C is 49 and A plus B is 77. So the difference is 28. Okay, so the difference between the two shaded area is 28 centimeters square. Okay, now I'm going towards to the second example so that you have a clearer idea of how to use it again. So same thing, the figure is made up of a rectangle 14 by 7 and a semicircle. Now find the difference between the two shaded area. Now you realize the area has changed. Just now was this the two side. Now it's become like that. So how do we solve such problem? Same thing, we try to find something where we know how to find the area. So of course we know how to find the area of a triangle. So this looks like a very good option. But with this and this, is there a way we can find this area here? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, I choose this A, B, and C. Okay, of course I know A and C is the area of triangle, which I have no problem finding is half base times height, which is 49 centimeters square. How about B and C? Okay, B and C, if you take a look closely, is actually a square. Subtract away a quarter circle, and that will give you B plus C. So I repeat, it's a square. Subtract away this quarter circle will give you B plus C. Okay? So B plus C is equal to the area of the square minus the area of the quarter circle. Area of the square is 7 by 7, which is 49. The area of the quarter circle is 1 quarter times 22 by 22 over 7 times 7 times 7, which is 38.5. That will give you 10.5 centimeters square. So now we can say is that C plus B is 10.5, C plus A is 49. So what is the difference between the two shaded area? The difference between the two shaded area is 38.5 centimeters square. I hope with these two examples, it will give you a better understanding of how to solve such question and which common area to choose. If you find it useful, please help to subscribe to my video. Thank you very much.